You know, you can probably run a job site with your eyes closed, but can you run the company behind it? That, my friends, is a completely different ballgame. From all of us at Alpha Constructions, this is your blueprint for business management, and we're pulling it straight from Chapter 11 of Paul Netcher's fantastic book, Building a Successful Construction Company.
Okay, let's just dive right into this quote because, wow, Paul Netcher really hits the nail on the head here. Being an absolute rock star on the job site, managing crews, juggling schedules, handling materials, that skill set doesn't just magically translate to success in the head office. And that's the core challenge, isn't it? Making that huge leap from being a great builder to becoming a great business leader.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about that fundamental shift in your thinking. Then, we're going to build out our management framework on 3 super important pillars: your people, your day-to-day operations, and of course, your long-term strategy.
First things first, let's really get into that mindset shift. Because moving from the dirt of the job site to the desk in the main office, well, it's not just a change of scenery. It's a complete rewiring of how you think and what you're ultimately responsible for.
I mean, just look at all this. This is your new world. It's not just about blueprints and safety gear anymore. All of a sudden, you're wrestling with complex financial systems, trying to navigate legal and tax codes, and shaking hands with major stakeholders. Every single item on this list is like a new language you have to master. It's exactly why you need a whole new toolkit to make that leap from builder to business leader.
And that brings us to our very first pillar: leading your people. You have to remember, a construction company isn't just a collection of equipment and materials. At its very heart, it's a team. And how they perform, how motivated they are, that is what will make or break your success.
You hear communication is key all the time, right? But what does that actually mean in practice? Well, it really breaks down into these 3 arts. Number 1 is persuasion, getting your team, your clients, and your partners to really believe in your vision. Number 2 is negotiation. You got to be able to find that win-win common ground. And number 3, clear direction, making sure there's absolutely zero doubt about what the mission is and what everyone's role is.
Okay, now for one of the hardest but most powerful skills for any leader to learn: saying no. Look, saying yes to everything might feel good in the moment, but it leads to the chaos you see on the left: burnout teams, stretched resources, and real financial losses. A strategic no, on the other hand, yeah, it might be uncomfortable for a second, but it creates the focus you see on the right. It protects your company, it protects your people, and you know what? It protects your bottom line.
All right, let's move on to our second pillar, managing your operations. This is all about the tangible stuff, the physical assets, the day-to-day systems that keep your company humming along. This is the engine room of your entire business.
Let's start with something absolutely fundamental: security. And I'm not just talking about putting a padlock on the tool shed. This is about protecting everything: your heavy equipment, your confidential project data, your financial info, and of course, your people. It's the bedrock. It is totally non-negotiable.
Now, think about your company yard for a second. It might seem like a small thing, but trust me, its condition speaks volumes about your entire operation. A clean, organized yard isn't just for looks. It literally stops money from walking out the door. Every lost tool, every bag of cement ruined by rain, that's a direct hit to your profit. A tight ship in the yard reflects a tight, profitable company.
And that brings us to this constant need for review. You have to ask yourself, are my people and my equipment actually being productive, or are they just sitting around idle? Because an expensive piece of machinery that's just collecting dust isn't an asset, it's a liability. Asking this question over and over is how you squeeze every drop of value from your investments.
You see, all these operational things, the security, the yard management, reviewing your resources, they all happen away from the actual project. And that's the big takeaway here. Building a successful company means you have to be just as obsessed with what happens off the job site as you are with what happens on it.
And that brings us to our final and most forward-looking pillar: steering your strategy. This is where you lift your eyes up from the current project, look out at the horizon, and start actively shaping your company's future.
A huge part of any good strategy is playing offense when it comes to risk. Instead of just waiting for problems to pop up, you're actively hunting for potential threats, whether they're financial, contractual, or operational, and you're making a plan to diffuse them before they can blow up. This is how you take control of your company's destiny. Strategy also means knowing how to adapt. Let's be honest, the construction industry is a total roller coaster of boom and bust cycles. When times are good, the biggest risk is actually growing too fast and letting your quality slip.
But in the downturns, the focus has to shift entirely to managing cash flow. A smart leader gets this and adjusts the company's game plan for whatever the market throws at them.
So let's tie it all together. Your management blueprint really comes down to these 3 pillars. 1. Lead your people with crystal clear communication and firm decisions. 2. Manage your operations with discipline and a process of constant review. And 3. Steer your strategy with a sharp eye on risk and the road ahead. If you can get these 3 right, you're not just running projects, you're building a business that's made to last.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. You've already mastered how to build a project. The real question is, are you ready to build your company's legacy? From all of us here at Alpha Constructions, thanks for watching.